Hey, this is Todd Phillips, your online pastor and personal life coach, and I'm talking today about how to become more disciplined. Now, this is a big issue for a lot of people, including myself. And I just want to say this up front. The things that I'm talking about today are things I'm working on in my own life. I certainly haven't arrived in this, but I'm seeing progress. And so I was encouraged enough to be able to share this with you today, and I hope it'll be a blessing to you. So the number one way to be more disciplined, and I couldn't think of a better way to put it other than this, to emotionally engage with our dreams and our goals each day. One of the biggest challenges, I think, as we walk through life is just getting up, showering, getting ready for the day, and then all of a sudden from point one of a day, we're at 100 miles an hour and we never slow down enough to reflect on the realities of why we're doing what we're doing. One of the things I've started doing each morning as I wake up, now as a Christ follower, this includes prayer. But you can apply this whether or not you believe in God. But I will tell you what I do is I get up every morning and I spend some time in prayer with God. I ask Him to prepare me for the day, to prepare my heart and my mind for the day, for the things He'll have in front of me. Not just the things I have on my schedule, but those what I call ministries of interruption, those things that you don't plan on happening, but I pray that God would give me the discernment to know when to lean into those situations. And another thing that I do while I'm in prayer, though, is I ask God to just allow me to get emotionally engaged with my goals. You know, one of the big things I'm doing right now is trying to get more physically in shape. I went through some challenging months where I was doing a lot of traveling and I just wasn't working out, and so I'm getting back into that process. And so in my morning time with God, I pray that God would set up my schedule and allow me to structure my schedule to engage in that working out, because I know when I eat right and when I exercise, I feel phenomenal. I just feel fantastic. And when I don't exercise and I don't eat right, I feel absolutely horrible. And of the two, I'll take feeling phenomenal any day. You with me? So I get emotionally engaged in that. I think about that, how I want to feel that day, the energy that I want to experience because I eat right and I exercise. And so I get emotionally engaged with those dreams and those goals, whether they're smaller dreams and goals like working out each day, or a bigger dream and goal that we might have about getting promoted at work, whatever it might be, but just emotionally engage and think and reflect on those things before the day starts. The second thing to become more disciplined is to do our work, right? Our responsibilities before responding to the needs of the world. Now, that may sound very ironic coming from me, but I want to put this in perspective. We need to care for others, but if we don't have our own house in order, right? If we don't have our own lives in order, it becomes very difficult for us to help anyone else that's in need. We've got to have our family lives in order, our work lives in order, our spiritual lives in order, our physical lives in order, so that we can then help others, serve others, lean into others' challenges. We've got to do our work before we can respond to the needs of other people. That helps us to become more disciplined. We ask ourselves, is this going to help both us and those around us with each action we take, each word that we speak? Number three, and I've talked about this before, but it's important to talk within the context of being more disciplined, it's simply to block off our time. When I work out every day now, instead of going in at 8 o'clock in the morning at my job, I have the freedom to come in early and leave slightly earlier. So instead of working from 8 to 5 or 8 to 5:30, I work from 7 or 6:30 in the morning until about 4 or 4:30. And that way I've blocked time for my exercise from 4 to about 5 o'clock, and I can be home in time for dinner when the kids get back and we can all sit down as a family and eat. I'm blocking that time off. I'm scheduling it. I'm writing it down each day so that it's a requirement of my daily routine. One of the biggest things we can do is block off those times in advance of the action. So just like we would make a meeting to make a phone call at our job site, just like we would have meetings where we meet with others in our job site, we block off time for the things that are important to us. That allows us to be more disciplined. Our schedule guides us through the day in a very positive way. And the fourth and final thing to become more disciplined is to build in a reward system. This is one of the things that I don't know why I didn't figure this out early on, but it took me years to figure this out. Even small victories, listen, even small victories are worth celebrating. I think we fail to celebrate our victories each day, whether it's working out or getting a promotion, or if we decide we're going to read in the Bible every day and we get through the first 7 days of reading every single day in the Bible, we should celebrate that victory. We should sit down with our wives, our spouses, our kids, maybe a friend, a Christ-following friend at work, and say, listen, man, I wanted to get in the Word of God. I've been reading every day for 7 days and I haven't missed a day. That may sound small to you when you listen to it from me, but for someone who's got a goal of reading the Bible each day, that could be a huge thing for them. It's a small victory celebrated well. Let me say that again. It's a small victory celebrated well. We've got to build reward systems into our discipline so that we can celebrate when things go well. Now, there are some things that I've heard people do, and I've done this in my own life, that I kind of want to warn you against. Sometimes people, when they're working out trying to get physically healthy and they're trying to eat right, they'll have a reward system set up where they eat right for 6 days and then they have this terrible day where they can eat anything they want. And the problem is, and we all know this, right? We can destroy 6 days of eating well by one really, really bad day of eating right. And so what we've got to be careful is when we set up our reward systems, there needs to be boundaries around them. And also, our reward system needs to push us toward our goals, not away from them. So again, if we want to be more disciplined, we need to wake up in the morning emotionally engaged in those goals and dreams. We need to do our work and get our house in order before helping others. We need to block off time for the things that are important. And finally, we need to build reward systems into the process. Small victories celebrated well. I hope this helps you today. Until we see each other again, live passionately, give generously, and have an impact on this world for God. Hey, it's Todd. Did you get something out of the video you just watched? I really hope you did. I mean, that's my passion, to give you something that can be applied rightly to your life right now. Listen, if that happened, I want you to go right here and just click on this subscribe button, and it'll take you straight to the page so you can subscribe to my blog and get this content coming to your inbox every week. I hope you'll let me do that. I hope you'll allow us to be on this journey together. We'll see you soon.